Okay, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to produce 50% scale pattern drawings using Adobe Illustrator CS5. I've provided you with a folder. In this video, mine is on the desktop, of a range of textile patterns. There are 13 patterns in the folder. Now today's example, I'm going to choose to draw the front bodice template. So what we are going to do is you will need a folder in your H drive with all of these patterns, and you can download these to your folder. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Adobe Illustrator. You'll find this in the master collection in the software, and I'm going to scroll down and find Adobe Illustrator CS5. Now Adobe will allow us to produce the patterns and send our drawings to a laser cutter to laser cut in a range of different materials. So the first thing I want you to do is create a new file. So we will go File, New. Now here I want you to choose Custom. If you haven't yet got that, under Custom, and we're going to set the width to 400mm by 600mm. The reason why we're doing that is the dimensions of our laser cutter. And then we're going to press OK, and that will open up a file which is 400mm by 600mm. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File and I'm going to bring in the template image. To do that, you need to come down to Place, left click Place. That will bring up your folder, and my folder is saved on my desktop, so you will need to navigate to wherever you have saved your folder of templates. Okay, my textile templates. And for this example, I'm going to show you how to draw out the front bodice basic template. So I'm going to double click, and that will bring in the image into Illustrator. Now, if you press the Control key, which is the bottom left key, hold that in and press the plus sign, it will allow you to zoom in. If you keep the Control key pressed in and press minus, it will zoom out. Okay, so there's two fast keys. If you hold the space bar down, you can left click with your mouse and move the drawing around. Now, as you can see here, I have typed in the overall dimensions of this rectangle for this shape to be 50%. The size we would need is 123mm by 225mm in height. So to do this, we're going to come across to the rectangle tool. We're going to left click, and you're going to left click once on the artboard. This will give you an option to type in those dimensions. So the width is 123 and the height is 225, and then you must press OK. Now I'm going to press the Control key and minus to zoom out, and I'm going to come up to the top left selection tool, the arrow, the black arrow, and I'm going to select that. I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to move that over to the top left hand corner. I'm also going to select no fill. Here you can see none. Okay, at the moment it has a white fill, so I'm going to click that. There is now no fill in here. I'm going to pick up the template and I'm going to put it in the top left hand corner. It should go green to connect. Okay, now with the template selected, you must hold down the Shift key, which is the second bottom left, and then grab the corner and left click and drag. You must hold the shift key until it reaches the bottom of the rectangle that we've drawn, and it should go green. And now I have scaled that up to the correct proportions of 50%. I'm now going to left click and drag that away from the rectangle. So that is how you scale up your template to a given dimensions. Right, now I'm going to start drawing around this template. So I'm going to start up here and I'm going to zoom in using the control key and plus, and use the space bar, and you'll see a hand. I'm going to drag it down so I'm in quite close, and I'm going to start to trace out this pattern. So the tool we will require is a pen tool. It is the third tool on the left. I'm going to left click that, and I'm going to start up here. So I'm going to click once. Now if I click again, it will be a straight line. So if I left click again, let's create a straight line. Now holding the space bar and moving. Now because this has a curve, I need to left click and drag. Left click, drag, and you will get handles. You can adjust these handles at any point, but what I'm trying to do is making sure that that line is following the shape. Then I'm going to come down and left click and drag a handle, and then left click here. Now because the line has not followed, I need to use the white arrow, which is the direct selection tool, to adjust that line a little bit using the handle. Then I'm going to come back to the tool, click on the end and continue. So this part is a straight line. I'm going to move the space bar. I'm still in the tool. Now this has a slight curve, so I'm going to click, drag and drag out a handle to create a slight curve. Hold the shift key and click back on the end point, and that gets rid of the other handle so that I can then draw a curve from there. Click and drag. Now I must use the shift key and click here to get rid of this handle. If I don't, I won't be able to draw a straight line up, it will do a curve. So I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to hold the shift key in, click on there, and it will delete the anchor point, and then I can continue up. This is roughly a straight line all the way to the top. Now I'm going to click and drag to create a curve. And then I use the direct selection tool to just adjust that curve to set it the way I want it. Okay, I'm going to zoom out, and now what we have is the dart. So I'm going to disconnect or click. I'm going to use the pen tool again, and I'm going to start where the dart starts. Left click once, left click to the top, and then left click to the bottom to create the dart. And then using the magnifying glass, I'm going to zoom into this little feature here, and this is a cut into the material, so I'm just going to again click on that line and click into the drawing. And then we're going to click Control key and minus, and that will take me out. Now I'm going to put the text on to make sure I've labelled this. So this is going to be called front bodice basic. here and start typing. Front bodice basic. Now you can put that text really wherever you want in your drawings. Now the final thing here is to click on the picture, move the picture away, and this leaves our template, our pattern, which can now be sent to a laser cutter if it is saved in the correct format. So I've now created the front bodice pattern. So I can now delete that. So I click on it and press the delete key. I can click on this one and press the delete key. And now I can bring in another template, another pattern image. So I'm going to press place. And this time I'm going to choose the back bodice template. And again, I'm going to zoom in 50%. So I'm going to do the rectangle again. 123 millimeters by 225. So it's 123 by 125. Oh, 225. 225. Press OK. And you can see that previously I did a no fill, so I'm going to move that over here. I'm going to pick this up and put it into the corner. There we go. I'm going to zoom out a little. I'm going to click on it, and now I'm going to press the shift key in and drag from the bottom right down until I see it match the rectangle at the base. There we go, it's gone green at the base. So I've now sized that up. I can now pick that up, move that there. And I can move my shape that helped me get the right size over here. And then I'm going to start again. So I'm going to zoom in a bit closer. Hold in the space bar to move around. I'm going to zoom in a little closer. We've got some detail here. And I'm going to choose the pen tool. And I'm going to start. Making sure that there is no fill. Here you must click no fill, and it's a black line. So I'm going to start here. This will be a straight line to this point. Then we have a curve, so I'm going to find somewhere halfway, click and drag to match that curve. Click to the end, click and drag because it's a curve. Now, because that's not quite matched, I'm going to use the direct selection tool to pick up that point, just move it where I want. I may need to zoom in a little bit here to get that exactly where I want it. Drag that down. And at this point you can pull the handles at any point to do fine tuning of the shape. Then I'm going to go back to my pen tool and I must click on the end anchor point to continue the line. Oops. I'm going to zoom out and click down here, corner, so drag and pull, or click and drag. But now because I need to do another corner, I must click on the anchor point and it will delete the right hand side pulley or handle, and then click and drag, go back and click on the anchor to get rid, straight line, space bar, click and drag to create a curve to match that one. Go back and click on the anchor, click and drag to match that, and then we're finished. We have a dart down here, so I'm going to click off, get the pen again, and there it is, and back to the line. Click off, and then here we see and we also have another dart here at the top. So again, we're going to click, I'm now going to title this Back Bodice Basic. Now you can save your file, save. I suggest you save this into the same folder, and I'm going to call this back. I'm going to call this bodice templates, bodice pattern.